Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. I learned this beautiful 100% truth from them. The water Yahweh Shai for them. And peace, love, and salutations to you hopeful elect Akim, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth, waking up the rest of the elect throughout the earth, so Yahweh Shai can return here very soon and redeem and save us up on out of this wicked kingdom, this wicked world ruled by the Edomites, the seed of Satan, who rules the world right now, which is the so-called white man, okay? Which rules the world in wickedness, okay? Quick lesson, man. Valentine's Day was it 5 days ago? The 14th or something like that? I don't remember, man. Days ago, that's all I know. There's this little arch called, Italy's Lover's Ark collapsed on Valentine's Day. See? That's what it looks like. People would go swimming under there, and they called it Lover's Ark, And now look. All right, look what happened on Valentine's Day. It fell. The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, brought it down. Okay? And you can't tell me that wasn't the Lord that did that. And I wanted to find out if this was AI or not. So I just looked it up on Google. It says, I asked Google if Italy's Lover's Ark really fall on Valentine's Day. In Google, AI, which is created by Esau, so whatever AI says is really what Esau is saying. So why we'd use AI is to make Esau, our enemy, tell on himself. All right? Because this is AI. We didn't create AI. Esau, Edom, our enemy, created AI. All right? So why we use AI is to, to have this devil tell on himself, to make him admit that, we're right. The things that we say are right. That's why we ask AI questions, why we, use AI. For the simple fact of making Esau, Edom, Satan, our enemy, tell on himself to confirm the things that we're saying. We don't need AI. But, hey, it's just one more, nail in the coffin to this devil, proving that we're right. Because we're making this devil, our enemy, confirm that we're right. That's why we use AI. But, this is Google. I'm just Googling it. I'm not using no ChatGPT or nothing. But the brothers be using ChatGPT, and everything, man, And I want to get into using chat, asking chat things. I suck at coming up with prompts or asking it, certain questions. And really, I don't got time. But I'm going to make time, for Yahweh Bashem Shai. But Google AI overview says, yes, Italy's iconic Lover's Ark. All right, that's the name, Arco Deglo. And I'm not going to try to pronounce it. It says, officially collapsed into the sea on Valentine's Day, 2026. So yeah, he really fell, and us men of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, we don't believe in coincidences at all. And you can't tell us otherwise, man. We don't let the incredulity of you unbelieving ass people, all right, affect our faith and love, all right, in Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. There's no coincidences. There's no free will. Everything, all right, that has happened, is happening, and will happen, happened for a reason. Okay? And the Lord took this thing down, all right, on what? Valentine's Day, all right? And the Lord is showing you people, all right, you ignorant people outside of this truth that, hey, the Lord is returning soon. He is real. All right, Yahweh Bashmi Shai is real. Okay, he's returning soon. And you heathens, all right, you people worshiping these holy days, these helly days, all right, is wicked, and you need to quit. And the Lord is casting down, all right, destroying, all right, your gods, your vain worshiping, okay, your unholy days, okay, and telling you to stop doing it. It's wrong. It's vanity. It's wicked. It's against the ways of the Lord. The Lord told us to not follow after the ways of the heathen. Let's read that. Follow not ways of heathen. Jeremiah. Do I want to read verse 1? All right. Jeremiah 10:1. It says, Hear ye the word which the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. And we all know that the so-called blacks, Latinos, and the Native Americans collectively, for the main part, are the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? So the Lord is talking to his people, the Israelites. And this is what the Lord told us. All right. Thus saith the Lord. All right. Yahweh Shai Shai, learn not the ways of the heathen. And celebrating Valentine's Day is the ways of the heathen. Do your research, do your history. All right. And the origins of Valentine's Day, it goes back to a god. All right. Cupid or something like that. All these holidays go back to ancient heathen gods. Okay. They just changed the name. Same wicked spirit. Because every holiday goes back to a god which has a wicked spirit behind it. And these people, these heathens, sacrifice and unto this god, unto these demons. All right. It says, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Okay. See, these people would see that and be like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Just perplexed and not knowing what's going on. When us men of the Lord, we know exactly what's going on. The Lord is showing you wicked ass people that the Lord's returning soon. All right, the Lord's about to reveal himself. And that your wicked, vain actions and mindsets and worshiping of these gods that are no gods is going to come to naught. All right, it's over. Wickedness has ran its course. All right, it's over. The Lord is extinguishing wickedness, the ways of the heathen. And more things like this is going to continue on happening, man. All right, expect bad, evil things to happen on these holidays coming up. All right, because Yahweh Bashim Shai hates these wicked holidays. He hates Christmas. He hates Thanksgiving. He hates Easter. All right, that's not biblical. All right, do your research on the origins of Easter and all these holidays. All right, they go back to wickedness, heathen customs. All right, there's always a God and a wicked spirit behind it, man. Do your research, man. Us men of Yahweh I did the research and done videos and lessons on it, man. All right, don't take my word for it. Do the research. Because I did the research, you know. We done the research, okay? All right. See, we're not these people that, these conspiracy theorists, that want you to just take their word for it. No, we're telling you, hey, whatever we say, go research it, prove us wrong, prove us right, see what we're saying is right or wrong, because we believe, because hey, we did the research, man, and we come out with the collective conclusion that, this is the truth, okay, that what the men of GMS are preaching and teaching and are saying is the truth, all right, and as every day, passing day goes on, the Lord is revealing to the world that the men of Yahweh Shem Shai, the men of GMS, all right, are the true prophets of the Lord and have the 100% truth. Okay, this is one of them, man. All right, the words of the Lord are living alive and they're popping off the page right in front of your eyes. All right. Verse 3 says, "For the customs of the people, all right, are vain." All right, so hey, Valentine's Day is a custom that people, celebrate. Worshiping women, Lovers' Day. Couples go certain places, take pictures, have an awesome day, and just, celebrate, fertility, celebrate. Yeah, there's so many fertility gods, and that's what Valentine's goes back to, a fertility god. I forgot what, I'm not going to do it right now. Do your own research, man, but yeah. That's what these people do on Valentine's Day. Celebrate fertility. The love, the romance, which goes back to Roman customs, where a man has to woo a woman and do all this for a woman, all right, and put the woman on a pedestal and tend to her needs and wants and feelings and all this, give her flowers, which there's nothing wrong with that. Taking your woman out on a expensive date, making sure you guys kiss under the full moon, all right, at Lover's Arch, and take thousands of pictures and pick one of them, all right, to post, all right, on all social media platforms so everybody could like and see and be jealous of you guys, and then the next day, she cheats on you and you guys break up. And then she ends up being pregnant and has a kid and takes half your money. Yeah, that was kind of extreme, but hey, it happens, man. We live in America. Okay. All right. That's what happens on Valentine's Day. Not exactly like that, but hey, that's what people do. All right. That is not biblical. All right. Putting the woman over a man, that's not biblical. The scriptures say that the man is over the woman. The woman was created for the man, not the man for the woman. Okay? Slocky. All right, so yeah, the customs of the people celebrating Valentine's Day is vain, pointless, nothing. For one cutteth a tree. Well, that goes into Christmas, but yeah. All right. Let's get this one. Yeah, Amos 5:21, man. I think I want to start at 20. Amos 5:20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Hey, what the Lord did to that lover's ark, that was dark. All right. The Lord is dark. Hey, the Lord isn't all hugs and kisses. The Lord is angry. He's a terrible God. He's one greatly to be feared. The scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, there's one. Let's get it. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 1:8. There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, sitting upon his throne. Okay? So the Lord is greatly to be feared. He's not one to just love this, love that. Always accept your accept your sins. No. All right, you either bow down or get unalived. All right, for real. You either get right with the Lord, or the Lord's gonna get you right, and it won't look pretty. Okay, so yeah, the Lord did on Valentine's Day. All right, to that lover's ark. It was dark, you know. Verse 21, it says, I despise your feast days. Okay, talking about these holidays. The Lord hates and despises these holidays, man. All right. Because most of these holidays, people buy a lot of food and eat and get drunk and hang out with their family members, you know. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but doing it on those holidays and in those names, oh, for Valentine's Day, oh, for Thanksgiving, oh, for Christmas, oh, for my daughter and my son's birthday. All right, so getting drunk and married and eating a lot of food and being happy, there's nothing wrong with that, but doing it on those days, those specific days, is wicked. Because the Lord hates holidays. He hates these feast days. The Lord has, the Lord hates birthdays. Did you know your birthday is, in the Satanic Bible, it says your birthday is the highest holy day, or highest wicked day, All right. And the Lord, all right, in the book of Job tells you, let you, to forget the day of one's birth. Is not the day of one's death better than the day of one's birth? All right, so the Lord hates birthdays because it's a prideful action. All right, you didn't bring yourself into this world. Your mama didn't bring yourself into this world. The Lord brought you in this world. All right. Okay, and Job prayed to the Lord to forgive him, to forgive his children because they were celebrating their birthdays, man. All right. And Job, a whole chapter in the book of Job. Job was telling you, hey, let that day be forgotten in the months and the weeks. Let it rain and be dark and gloomy on that day. Let it be horrible. All right. Let nothing good happen to that day. So, hey, that just goes to show you how much the Lord hates birthdays, and he hates these holidays. He hates Valentine's Day, man. And if you're in the spirit of the Lord, all right, if the Lord is dealing with you, you would see, you would see that ark falling and realize, oh, that's the Lord. Give praises to Yahweh Shai. That's what I did, man. When I seen that, it brought a smile to my face. Because I know that the Lord is obviously dealing with me, and because He showed me that, and and he's doing His work, man. All right, the Lord is systematically destroying this wicked kingdom, man. Letting, casting down all the vain imaginations. All right, all the vain holidays and wickedness. All right, wickedness has ran its course, and righteousness is about to be established here soon. All right, it's just not going to look, destroying and doing away with wickedness, purifying the world of wickedness. It's not going to be a pretty thing, man. All right, because you have to get this wickedness out of here. All right. It says, and I will not smell your solemn assembly. So yeah, man. Isaiah 32:10, it says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. All right. And Valentine's Day, it was mainly for the women. I remember, I was at work, and people were at, they were, it was like a little meeting. All right. We talk at the meeting, get social for like 5-10 minutes, and the women were asking us, or our lead or our manager was asking us, so guys, you know, like if you guys, like, does any guy, like, out of you guys, let me ask you guys, like, do you guys want anything for Valentine's Day, or do you guys ever think about wanting something for Valentine's Day? Because women, they think about Valentine's Day, what they want and whatnot. They tell their man, give their man hints, you know, and then we have to figure out what they want. So she was wondering, like, because she was my manager was asking her husband, what he wants for Valentine's Day, and he was like, I don't know, I don't think about that. She's like, I wonder if any other man does. So she asked us, and we're like, man, I just want to be left alone. You know, I don't want to deal with no Valentine's Day. Shoot, just leave me alone. Give me like half a day, a couple hours to do some lessons and studying, chill, play my game, you know, you know, just let me breathe as a man, because I'm always with my woman and my son all the damn time, man. Got to do lessons at night. I work all day, and then come home, deal with my wife and my son, and then do a lesson and go to bed. I don't got no free time. I only get a couple of hours of free time a week. Then I go prophesy with on Sundays, which I'm gonna prophesy tomorrow on Friday, because I got to do something with my pops. But anyway, but yeah, man, Valentine's Day is for women, that's why I bring the scripture out, because it says, many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women. Because these women are worried about everything other than Yahweh Shemel Shai, other than getting right with the Lord. They're careless. They don't give a fuck. They just, all them. All right, that's all they care about is them, For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All right. Let's get this in the blue letter. Blue letter, Salakia. Isaiah 32. 10. It says vintage. It's just saying vintage. Vintage definition. Yeah. All right. This is exactly how the men of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, or the men of genius break it down. Vintage shall fail. And Isaiah 32:10 is a biblical prophecy foretelling the collapse, all right, of prosperity, joy, and security, specifically targeting complicated self-indulgence individuals. And that's what people do on Valentine's Day and these holidays. All right, they indulge in, you know, specifically Valentine's Day, they indulge in, the woman loving and sex, eating and wine and, prosperity and these, adjectives right here: prosperity, joy, security. All right. Women want to feel secure on Valentine's Day. They want to be joy in a joyful spirit and be in prosperity, man. All right. Men spend a lot of money on the women so that they feel secure and in prosperity, man. All right. But the Lord is going to take that all away. All right. The vintage shall fail. Okay. Valentine's Day is failing. These holidays is failing. All right. The ways of wickedness of this world is failing. All right. America is failing. Look at the president, the leads, and the heads of America. They're failing. They're being exposed. All right. The regular everyday people are despising and finding out and starting to hate, all right, those that run America. Okay. Okay, because they're finding out the wickedness of America, aka the Epstein files. Okay. And everything that's in it. They're finding out all these names and they're realizing what they're doing and realizing whose names those are. The president, all right, famous actors, famous ball players, famous politicians, leaders, politicians, this and that, and they're finding out what they're about and what they're doing. So, hey, America is failing. Okay, and all these countries outside of America, they're gearing up for war. Iran, is done playing around. America's bringing all their navy and military and air force to the Strait of Hormuz. And it's about to go down. Same with China and these other countries. It's about to go down, man. All right, Israel's making Donald Trump and the United States do something about it. All right, and that's why they're releasing the Epstein files. Because the JEWs control media throughout the whole world. Okay. All right, Israel, they control the United States media, the Western media, and they're releasing Epstein files because, hey, the only thing Trump has to do now is go to war. He's exposed for the dirtbag that he is. So, hey, for himself to look good for the rest of his life, hey, he has to go to war and win the war. All right, win the war. All right, cause war and win it for Israel and America. Because, hey, everybody hates him now. Even his own people hate him. So, hey, all types of vintage in this world is failing. In this case, Valentine's Day, the arc of love. All right. Jeremiah 10 and 20. I might want to start at 19. It says, O Lord, Jeremiah 16 and 19 is, O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. All right, these holidays, Valentine's Day. All right, it's, vanity in things wherein there is no profit. Celebrating these holidays, there's no profit in it. Okay? People have been celebrating holidays for generations and generations, and they're still suffering. All right, they're not gods. You haven't became a god. All right, you're not saved. Okay, you do all this sacrificing to these gods, and you're not saved. You're not going to be saved. Only the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, will save you. Okay. All right. So there's no profit in celebrating these holidays and sacrificing unto these gods if you know it or not. Celebrating Valentine's Day. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Okay, that's what these people do, man. Unknowingly, sometimes knowingly, you know, celebrating. Because when you celebrate a holiday, that's you giving a sacrifice to those gods, those wicked demons and spirits on those days. Verse 21, therefore, behold, I will come. It's like a, therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. That's what's happening right before your eyes in these days. Every single day, every waking morning that you wake up, all right, is one day closer, and one more day of revealing that the Lord is going to reveal you his name and his truth throughout the earth. And he's doing it by the way of his prophets, spreading this truth throughout the internet and throughout the whole world, out there on the highways and byways, okay? And the Lord's marvelous works throughout the whole earth, casting down every vain imagination, all right? Let's get that. Beautiful precept. All right, I had it too. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringeth into captivity, all right? You know, under subjection. That's what that means. Into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's the times we're in, man. The Lord is casting down wickedness. All right? Everything that's trying to trump over Yahweh Shai. The Lord's bringing it into captivity, man, doing away with it and overthrowing it. You know, the scriptures say every knee shall bow when the Lord returns. Every eye shall see him. All right. Psalms 33 and 10, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. Okay? And when you go into that word devices, it's talking about people's wicked schemes and their thoughts and their plans and what they, do, what they're about, what they think about, the Lord is, making it of none effect. So I hope this is edifying.